Today on Studio G, we will take a look at some recent school events.
We'll also be joined by Courtney Jones from the Center of Social Justice.
Former President Barack Obama stopped by UNLV this week. We have the details.
Don't go anywhere. Studio G starts right now. I'm Sebastian Ross. Multiple bombs have been sent out to Democrats and even a prominent actor ahead of the midterm elections. CNN tells us more.
Authorities say 2 suspicious packages intended for former Vice President Joe Biden have been intercepted at post offices in Delaware, making him among the largest target of these potential mail bombs this week.
Clearly, there's a pattern. It does appear to be very consistent. Each of these packages coming from the exact same person or people, the exact same style, the exact same materials. We have every reason to believe there might be some more.
Earlier Thursday, police said they were called about one addressed to actor Robert De Niro. The package was found at De Niro's production office in Lower Manhattan. Sources say it's similar to the ones sent to prominent Democrats. On Monday, a package targeting billionaire investor George Soros was found in a mailbox. Then Tuesday, one intended for Hillary Clinton was discovered. And by Wednesday, more devices were intercepted. Luckily, none of the packages detonated.
We are fine, thanks to the men and women of the Secret Service who intercepted the package addressed to us.
A source familiar with the investigation says the packages were sent by first-class mail with the return address of Debbie Wasserman Schultz's office in Sunrise, Florida. President Donald Trump has condemned the attacks, calling for unity and civil discourse.
We want all sides to come together in peace and harmony. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. It'll happen.
Authorities are still figuring out who sent out the explosive devices. Studio G will continue on working to bring you the latest details. Moving on, the Valley is experiencing a wave of great weather. Studio G's Tim Klein tells us what we can expect heading into our weekend.
How's it going, Rebels? Timothy Klein here with your weather forecast for today. If you look to the right of your screen, you can see that we're looking at 73 degrees average today. It's heating up as opposed to yesterday's 72. The high is actually going to be higher than yesterday as well by about 2 degrees, sitting at 84 degrees and 61 degrees for the low. Moving over to our weekly forecast, you can see we're actually heating up. Let me step out for you guys, see this better. Today we're looking at 84, and it's moving on to Friday and Saturday. It's going to go up by a couple degrees, and it's going to go back down on Monday, and we're looking at a little bit of clouds coming in after the weekend. But from tonight till then on, we're looking at clear skies. Brings us to Las Vegas here. You can see we're sitting pretty at 73 degrees in the middle of the valley. Henderson and Boulder City are on the lower end at 70, as well as Nellis and Centennial up in those mountains, looking at low 70s and 68 degrees. Everywhere else is sitting just in between 70 to 73, and that would bring us to our beautiful Paradise campus. Here we go. You're looking at 73 degrees on average today. Sunny skies, clear day, visibility for 10 miles, and we're actually looking at 3 mile per hour winds. So it's not too windy out there. Humidity at 3%. That's actually going to increase tonight. If we look at weather for tonight, it's going to be 24% rather, and the temperature is going to stay up there at 71 degrees. So don't expect anything to be too chilly tonight. And we'll go back to the studio after this quick break.
Our Metropolis is a 30-minute show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our Metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people, and I think it makes for a great program.
We are member supported. KUNV 91.5, The Source. Here's why you should become a member. Become a part of the public radio family while keeping jazz alive in Southern Nevada. Every member receives a discount card to businesses and restaurants around the valley, along with a premium of KUNV branded items. Exclusive access to KUNV ticket giveaways for concerts and events. And private members-only events with prominent musicians such as Paul Taylor, Vincent Ingala, and many more. We are 91.5 The Source, and that source is you. So become a member today.
The UNLV Makeathon brings students together by collaborating on projects that can benefit society. Here's more from Trevor Glisson.
The UNLV Makeathon is an annual event dedicated to solving problems on a global scale. I caught up with a few of the organizers to see why the event is so important.
The UNLV Makeathon is a weekend-long event bringing together students from different schools, coming together and innovating solutions in the food system. And so we have mentors coming from Boston who have backgrounds in working with technology and food, helping the students come together to learn how to make things. The main goal for the weekend is to have a working prototype and the research to back why that prototype matters for an individual. So at the end of the day, it's about finding a problem and creating that first iteration of a prototype that could solve that problem.
The UNLV Makeathon brought in experts from Cornell and MIT that guided the students through processes and problems that may have occurred. Why, you may ask?
Yeah, we found there's a really fruitful synergy between Las Vegas and Boston and how they approach innovation. So Boston has a long-standing startup economy and an innovation ecosystem that promotes this kind of learning. There are so many universities and colleges within the greater Boston area. These events are mainstay and they're weekly or monthly. And so in Las Vegas, we found all of the resources necessary on the UNLV campus. We just need a little bit extra support and some different perspectives to help run an event like this.
One of those extra perspectives comes from Manvita Ponapati, a researcher at MIT. She is currently using machine learning and artificial intelligence to understand how farmers can engineer their plants and resources to farm more efficiently.
So I work for this lab at MIT Media Lab. Media Lab is this collection of really interdisciplinary labs working on just groundbreaking research, and I work in one of the labs at MIT Media Lab, and the lab is called Open Agriculture. So we are building, I think, food systems of the future. Everyone finds plants boring, but honestly plants are like one of the most exciting things I've ever come across.
The UNLV Makeathon allowed students with all ranges of experience to participate.
I think one of the most exciting things about this Makeathon is how it aligns with the spirit of the university, being daring, being different and diverse. This entire weekend is about breaking traditional academic silos to foster that collaborative environment, which is traditional in the architecture studio, which is why we're hosting it here, but not an experience that students have every day.
If you would like to know more about UNLV's Makeathon and how you can participate, you can visit makevegas.com. For Studio G, I'm Trevor Glisson.
The UNLV Makeathon is an annual event held at the Architecture Building. If you would like to know more, visit makevegas.com.
Some students and faculty take advantage of the UNLV CSUN preschool located here on campus. Kira Cooley shows us more on the education of our future.
This playground isn't just for the kids. UNLV undergrads and graduates are also learning from the UNLV CSUN preschool. The preschool campus has 6 buildings and 12 classrooms that they call pods. Infants, toddlers, and preschoolers each have their own pod.
They can see it's a caring and it's nurturing and it's very supportive, and at the same breath it's challenging. We set little challenges for children so that they can exceed and extend their learning. We talk to them about play-based curriculum programs that are most effective and well research-based for young children, and that we all learn a lot through play. And we learn all of our social skills and our cognitive skills and through exploration and play. And so when they come and they see our site and they're like, yeah, this is what I want for my child, And so we do have a big waiting list.
But it isn't just fun and games. This preschool works hard to maintain the 10 standards of the National Association for the Education of Young Children. or NC for short. The standards include relationship with children, their families, and the community, as well as teaching approaches, staff qualifications, and the physical environment.
In all 10 standards, we're very proud to say we received 100 plus in all 10 standards. So that is really something that, you know, we share with our team and everything, because it does take a team to do it. And the quality rating, the QRIS for Nevada, is really about assessing and communicating to the public and families out there the importance of having a quality program. And so the state of Nevada is now working with programs to have star ratings, just like you see in hotels or restaurants.
The Nevada Department of Education created the QRIS, or Quality Rating and Improvement System. And when schools get rated, they are able to receive state support, such as technical assistance, financial incentives, and resources. The UNLV CSUN preschool received a 5-star rating by the QRIS, and it shows in the education.
I love working here. I think the kids love it so much. I see them grow, like when they're in the toddler pod up until they get into the preschool side. They just leaps and bounds, and the things that they learn here is just so amazing.
One would have never guessed that this school started in a dorm room in 1976. Now they are looking to expand with a proposal at the new School of Medicine to open another location. This has been Kira Cooley for Studio G.
Now, the preschool tuition is based, and the CSUN government supports the preschool to help make the tuition affordable for UNLV students. You can learn more at their website. Man, those were the good old days. Do you remember anything about preschool?
I remember nap time and Play-Doh.
Not the snack? The snack was the best part. Well,
the Play-Doh was the snack.
Oh, you ate the glue. You were one of the glue eaters.
Moving along.
We'll be back right after this break.
Great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone, and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Green Spun family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, you know, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too, because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with, and students here that can help you out, so it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
I really enjoy doing my show. I love all types of rock, and that's why I'm doing Rock Through the Decades. We play the 50s all the way to today's rock music or rock bands. I want them to get the appreciation of how much rock has changed over the years and how it's still really great. You can never kill rock. I mean, rock is like the way to be, the way to go. The name of my show is Rock Through the Decades, and I am Rockin' Gemini. You can listen to this on the Rebel HD2 network.
I'm here with Courtney Jones. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
So please tell us what you do here.
Yeah, right now I'm the building manager at the Center for Social Justice on campus, also called the Hostels House. And at the Center for Social Justice, being the building manager, I'm doing a lot of things that have to do with equitable practices around the building, but also managing the building, student schedules, and just other things that are around campus as well that I can get involved with. So that's pretty awesome.
That sounds pretty cool. And so is there a lot of interaction with the students while you're doing this?
Yeah, there is. Definitely, even with the staff that are working there, they get the chance to be involved with a lot of students around campus, and again, looking at those equitable practices that they can put into place, but also talking to students and looking at what they want awareness on and what they want to be educated on, so that we can create a better campus community.
Okay. Can you tell us more about the Household House? Did I say that right?
Household House, yeah. So it's actually really interesting. It's the oldest building on campus right now. It was brought here, I believe, around 1983, but it's a 1930s house. So it was originally located in downtown around like Charleston and 6th. And so yeah, even though UNLV has been here since 1957, it is like still one of the oldest houses on campus. So it's pretty awesome. And the day after it was brought to campus, someone tried to burn it down.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so it was Ann Kepper, she was the preservationist that brought it on campus, and it was awesome because they still got to preserve the house, and it's still a historical place on campus. So it has a lot of history behind it. A lot of departments have been in there, like women's studies. I know they had paranormal studies in there, English, and now it's the Center for Social Justice because that's what students fought for. They wanted that space to be able to unite and talk about social injustices on campus, but also in the community and in other places as well.
Yeah, that sounds interesting, and I actually want to go see this house that someone almost burnt down.
Yeah.
That's crazy that someone even tried to do that.
Yeah, it was literally the day after it was brought here, and so it's awesome that it's still like standing here and is like a place that has so much history behind it.
Yes, definitely. Excuse me, so please tell us more about your thoughts on social justice here in Nevada, and then also, you know, here on campus.
Yeah, so I'm actually a part of Advocates for Youth as well, and that's, I'm a campus organizer through them. And they're located out of DC, so I get to kind of see how Nevada politics and Nevada social justice realms are doing at the current moment. And they're actually having a youth activist type of summit coming up. So we'll actually get to build type of coalitions, but here on campus, I've been seeing a lot of folks getting the youth involved and getting college students involved because again, like we are doing the research for the future, so it makes so much sense for us to be involved with these things. And so I've seen a lot with Nevada politics, a lot of coalition building, because building up the community and seeing the collective vision is kind of where we need to head, right? Because we love doing separate things, and the need for separate things and different issues and social justice areas is very needed, but also building the community and building the collective human rights vision that we want for the future. I'm happy that Nevada has been doing that, and definitely getting involved and digging deep into what it means to know about social justice. It's not about knowing it all, but I'm glad that Nevada sees it's about correcting yourself and helping others see the light and taking care of yourself. And so I'm really happy with the way that Nevada has kind of formed itself.
Yeah, and it seems like it's kind of self-fulfilling. It seems like a very rewarding position that you're in right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just happy to be around so many folks on campus that I know right now and in the future they're going to be doing amazing things. Like so many folks around me are doing research, and they're doing specific practices in the community that are finding different equitable solutions. So I'm really happy that I'm getting the knowledge in my classes, and I'm getting the experience working at the Center for Social Justice to actually then go out and make change in the campus and in the community.
And so do you have any specific plans to stay on this path after graduation? It seems like you really enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, I love it. After graduation, there's a few different options. I'm thinking maybe law school. I'm thinking possibly graduate school, and looking at either global peace studies or looking at public policy as well.
Yeah, both of those sound really interesting. That'd be a hard pick.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, you know, when you leave, what do you hope to leave as a legacy here at UNLV, or something even to set in place for future members to continue on with?
Yeah, I think it's so interesting because people tell, you know, my staff and folks tell us, like, you know, don't burn yourself out. You're only a student. You can only do so much while you're here. And you have to make sure you're allowing others that come after you as well to know what you're doing, because you don't want, when you leave, that legacy to just leave. You want others to continue making a change. So the only thing I guess I would want folks to see from me was that I was trying to make that change in so many different ways, especially at the Center for Social Justice right now, working with Makaja Daniels, who's a senator, and she also works at the Center for Social Justice, looking at how we can acknowledge the native land that we're on campus. And they actually just got a proclamation, and there'll be a monument or a statue, I believe, in the of acknowledgement in the student union. So we're actually acknowledging the land that we're on, and really happy about different things like that, kind of creating that precedent for folks to understand, like, different ways that we can actually create a society that's based on good solutions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It sounds very rewarding. I actually want to look into it now.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you.
I'm Arlette Youssef, and we'll be back in the studio.
As far as Studio G, At first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. You get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing, you get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own, and that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
You don't get to do an internship, you have to do an internship. It's one of the requirements for a journalism major. You have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that, that your graduation is coming up soon. You're going to have to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot.
The ACDC Fair, hosted by Caesars Entertainment, helped residents learn about their healthcare options, as well as ways they can help their families reach citizenship. Studio G's Nestor Sanchez tells us more about the event.
Asian Community and Development Council partnered up with Caesar Entertainment to host ACDC's Family Day. The main themes of the event were citizenship, healthcare, and just having fun. Even the organizers joined in whenever they can. Many organizations participated in the event to provide variety of services.
It's been awesome for us. We have obviously the amazing Pink Engine, and so we've had literally dozens upon dozens, and we've only been going for a few minutes, come up and really want to know what our Pink Engine is all about, as well as our promotion of helping lower and reduce fire injuries by having a proper smoke detector. So for us, it's been absolutely amazing. They're really intrigued about everything that's happening in here. Some are like, hey, they start with the Pink Engine, but then they're moving over to the health side or the citizen side because they know that they're going to get some great information and value out of today's event.
The event is really cool. It kind of brings Asian communities together. I've seen lots of children dancing. We've had lots of elderly couples coming up because we do have a booth about palliative care, so I feel like we're doing some great outreach with that group, lots of students. So it's a really diverse population that's come by so far.
I'm one of the founders of AAPNA of Nevada, which is the Asian American Pacific Islander Nurses Association of Nevada. And these are actually some of our students who are actually here, and we're providing some healthcare services like healthcare screening, blood pressure. Come on guys, what else? First aid. First aid. Yes. And we're very excited to be here.
Well, so far the event, it's been held to help people with either their citizenship, to help them with healthcare, so they do screening and stuff like that. And so far I've been helping people register, and aside from that I've been helping the table with LAT.
The other main part of this was really getting people to look into becoming citizens, not only to becoming citizens, but registering to vote. We have a big election coming up, and everyone needs to make their voice heard. So it was an exciting opportunity to talk to a lot of different people. AARP was here encouraging people to be the difference, make their voice, get out and vote. And so that's what we're all about, we're all about coming together as a community and making America a place that we all want to live for. So it's been a great day. We've enjoyed being here, talked to a lot of people of all ages, and encouraging everyone to make their voice heard.
ACDC was able to bring the community together and provide services to over 100 people. This has been Nestor Sanchez for Studio G.
ACDC was able to help hundreds of people, all while bringing the community together. Former President Barack Obama spoke on the upcoming midterm election during his visit to UNLV this week. I had the opportunity to attend the rally.
important than any I can remember in my lifetime, and that includes when I was on the ballot. We're going to have to cut programs like Medicaid and Medicaid and Social Security.
And so Senator Heller still says he wants to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act.
The leader of the Republicans in Congress. Wait. Don't boo. Vote. Booing doesn't do anything. Booing doesn't help. Voting helps. Voting helps.
Barack Obama had an economy that was falling apart, and it was his leadership. His leadership. That led to a recovery that is the longest period of economic growth in American history.
There's energy like this that I see in this room that's going to make a difference as we move forward towards November 6th. It only matters if you stand up and you show up at the polls.
The person who was supposed to be the moral heartbeat of our society calls Nazis very fine people. People who look like me are fighting for the right to exist. Immigrants and people of different religious faiths are fighting for their right to exist.
Be sure you know where all the voting locations are, where you can go help get people to the polls.
Michelle, she's not running for president, but she is out there telling you to vote.
Former President Barack Obama was just here and speaking at the rally at UNLV. He stressed how important it was for all of us to go vote. This younger generation is going to make the difference. Steve Sisolak was here. Jackie Rosen was here. This is important. No matter how you're voting, you need to vote. November 6th is the day, but early voting is already going on. So please, go out there, do your part, vote. Let's make a difference.
Let's get out in the battle. I'm putting my money on you. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
For Studio G, I'm Marlette Youssef. According to the Secretary of State's website, the number of registered voters is up by more than 100,000 compared to the 2016 election. Timothy Klein will talk to us about the picture of the day.
Today's picture of the day comes to us from Paws for Cause. This is Valentino the puppy. He's about 6 months old. One of our reporters actually went out there this week to record footage of the event. We'll be updating you on that in our show next week. So this guy, Valentino, 6-month-old puppy, got adopted, and there are many more up there, and you'll be able to see some more footage of them next week. Back to the studio.
Valentino, what a cute pup.
Yeah, he was adorable.
Well, thank you for joining us on Studio G. Stay tuned and have a great weekend.
Have a good one.